Go West, old man. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It's Tulsa King, not Burger King. It's Sylvester Stallone is the king of Tulsa. Put a bit of salsa on it, and you'll get yourself a nice wee spicy fighter. At the age of 75, he is in this. Phenomenal work, and it's a brand new series that we're going to be reviewing here on Fog Entertainment. We've got Season 1, Episode 1. I've already revealed the title of the episode. Go home, old man, or go home, go west. We do not need to go home. And let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. Season 2 is around the corner, so I want to get caught up in this crazy show. But we do kick off the episode with Dwight, the General Manfredi. He stands in his cell. He's in USP Ken. He's in northern Pennsylvania, damn it. And he wants to know if he's wasted the past 25 years of his life. He married this life. He wants to know if it married him back. Good monologue. And then we cut to the intro. Very, very good monologue, man. Sylvester Stallone. It's actually like weird to see him in a TV show. You're just so used to this guy in movies, whether it be Rambo, Rocky, Demolition Man, Expendables, etc. I don't need to name the guy's entire filmography, but you know what he is. So he walks out the prison. He goes into the back of a car. We're driving through New York City. He stares at the skyscrapers, new buildings. Kids are using VR, and of course, this guy's been inside 25 years. And I think that's actually the scariest thing about prison. If you're doing 25 years, it's actually insane how much the world changes. You might not think it, but like this guy didn't there was no mobile phones back in '97. Now, albeit this is set in 2022, but at the same time, right? Yes, there was phones, but you couldn't Google shit. We get a really interesting scene later on, but we pass through the big iron gates, and he stares at the house. We're basically introduced to the family. We are introduced to the family here, and not a lot of people are liking this guy's return. Essentially what it is, mate, there's no room for you anymore at this table. People have been promoted. This man here's the new underboss. There's a few new capos. It's time for you to go west, old man. It's time for you to go to Tulsa. And he's like, what the fuck am I going to do in Tulsa? He's like, I did 25 damn years. Sounds like, it almost sounds like, not Frank. What's his name? Is it Frank? What's the guy's name in The Sopranos? What is his name? Oh, what's that old bastard's name, man? Main guy in The Sopranos. Not Tony, obviously not, but the guy from New York, is it Frank? I did 20 damn years in the can. Phil Leotardo, Jesus Christ. How long does it take me to get that bastard's name? But, you know, he's sent to Tulsa. So we get this, like, really fun montage. And then, like, it just ends with him, like, swatting a locust. And she's like, they're friendly beasts in Tulsa, locust. And he's like, friendly? It's nearly the size of my cock. Not that my cock's that small. Then he starts getting blessed with holy water. Then his taxi driver introduces himself. And I didn't quite catch this guy's name. It might be Armand Drusi. No, actually, that sounds like an Italian name. To be honest, I have fucking no idea what this guy's name is. The second guy's name, the taxi driver. So I tell you what, right? It could be fucking. It could be anything. We're gonna find out right now because I mean he did play a pretty big part. Seriously, I mean actually, I looked for the cast here. Tyson. Oh, Michael Beach is in this as well. Any other recognizable faces in here? Don't really like John Santempo. He's in Fast and Furious. Too Fast, Too Furious. If you don't, somebody will. So, yeah, absolutely crazy. He picks him up and he starts talking about if only you could like Google these things about the history and all. And it's like, what do you mean, man? You don't have a fucking iPhone? You fucking with me, gangster? He's like, don't call me a fucking gangster. Funny, really good dialogue here. Stallone blew me away. Honestly, like it was a Sylvester Stallone masterclass. It really was. You know, he pulls in, he gets like a few supplies, then he just drops off at this weed shop. He's like, is there any gangs around here? Guy's like, no, look where we are, in the middle of fucking nowhere. Of course there's gonna be no gangs here. He then goes in, essentially just lays down the authority. He's like, right, you're going to pay me 20% every week, and I'll keep your business safe. Protection. Give you protection from the cops and gangs, even though there is no gangs. And like, what, you're not going to take all our money? He's like, no, we're business partners here. Do you agree? And he's like, I don't really have a choice, do I? Says Body. And Stone's like, certainly not. Shake hands, good night. He introduces himself to a few people in town as well. I mean, just a bunch of rednecks. But I think it's introduced to Stacey Beale, played by Andrea Savage. And she's like, oh, are you famous or something? I think it was actually her friend, but essentially what this leads to is the main man, Dwight, the general, going back to a hotel room with Big Stacey Beale at the Mayo Hotel. And this led to some funny scenes. She's like, how old are you? And he's like, nah, I'm not going to answer that. She's like, you're really no fun. You know, you don't dance, you don't do this. What sort of tough man are you? He's like, well, let's just, for example, where were you when JFK died? And she's like, well, where were you? And he's like, senior year in high school. And she's like, so that makes you, and he's like, 75 big ones. She's like, holy fuck, I thought you were 55, not 75. And I get it. She's, I don't know what age Stacey Beale is per se in this show. I would say late 40s, in her 40s at the least. Like, but you know, he's the fucking general. He's 75. It's fucking Sylvester Stallone. I know there's a bit of Botox in there, but getting pumped by Dwight the General. I mean, there's worse things to be done, but then essentially we get the ending montage. You know, we had scenes where him in the mall. Some guy spotted him, and she is a part of the FBI by the looks of it now in Tulsa. Her. And he's basically just a wee ending monologue here. As he's like, I'm going to run this place. I'm going to make it my own. I gave up my family. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to make money, and I'm going to make them stacks of cash and send it home to the Big Apple. NYC. And that's pretty much where we end this episode, guys. It was only about 40 minutes. Like, normally your premiere is like an hour. But I really enjoyed this. Like, it very much feels like a one-man show. But with it being Sylvester Stallone, I have no issues with that. It can be Sylvester Stallone every day of the week if he wants it to be. But honestly, Tulsa King gets a thumbs up for me. I'm going to give it, I'm tempted between a 7 or an 8. I'm going to get an 8, right? But we don't really give out 0.5s on this channel unless we're both doing it. So I'm going to give it that rating because honestly I was actually surprised how good it was. Like, I'm not trying to pretend to everybody it was like the greatest thing I've ever seen, but I didn't know what to expect going in with Stallone. But hey, I think this show's got serious potential, and Taylor Sheridan, you know, formerly of Sons of Anarchy, what a man he is writing this bad boy.